Imagine the weight of 1 billion tons of seawater pressing against a rusted hull, the only thing separating you from a silent, cold oblivion. That crushing sense of claustrophobia isn't just a setting in Sinking Eternity, it is the core mechanical heartbeat of the entire experience. Sinking Eternity is a punishing, atmospheric survival action RPG that blends the deliberate, high-stakes combat of a Souls-like with the resource-driven tension of a deep-sea survival sim. It's designed specifically for players who enjoy the struggle, those who find satisfaction in overcoming oppressive environments and mastering complex physics-based systems. Currently available on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, it's a title that demands your full attention or it will quite literally drown you. The gameplay is built around a fascinating buoyancy and pressure system. Unlike traditional RPGs where movement is snappy and instant, every action here feels appropriately heavy. Combat is a tactical dance of managing your depth gauge and your oxygen supply. If you swing a heavy thermal blade too fast, you consume more O2. If you take damage, your suit might leak, forcing you to choose between finishing a fight or patching a breach. The progression is gear-centric, allowing you to customize your submersible suit with pressure plating for deeper exploration or hydrojets for better mobility. It's incredibly satisfying when a build finally comes together, but the early hours can feel limiting as the game intentionally restricts your movement to emphasize your initial vulnerability. Visually, the art style is nothing short of breathtaking in its gloom. The developers have opted for a decaying, industrial aesthetic, where bioluminescent flora clashes with the rotting metal of a sunken mega-city. The lighting engine is the real star here. The way your shoulder-mounted floodlights cut through the murk, reflecting off the scales of a distant leviathan, creates a sense of scale that is genuinely unsettling. Performance-wise, the game holds a steady 60 frames per second on consoles, though I did notice some minor texture pop in during the more chaotic transitions between oceanic trenches. The sound and music do the heavy lifting for the atmosphere. There is no traditional upbeat soundtrack. Instead, you get a haunting, minimalist score composed of metallic groans, distant whale-like sonar pings, and the rhythmic, terrifying sound of your own breathing. The 3D audio implementation is essential here. You can actually hear the hull of the city creaking above you, giving you a physical sense of the depth you've descended to. The voice acting is sparse, delivered through salvaged audio logs, but the performances are grounded and devoid of the usual, over-the-top video game melodrama. The narrative follows an unnamed scavenger looking for a surface key in a world where the sun has been forgotten for centuries. It's a masterclass in environmental storytelling. You aren't fed the plot through long cutscenes. You piece it together by observing the layout of ruined apartments or reading the frantic scribbles on a laboratory whiteboard. The pacing is slow and deliberate, mirroring your descent into the abyss. It's a story about human hubris and the quiet indifference of nature, and while it doesn't offer a traditional hero's journey, the emotional impact of uncovering the city's final days is profound. On the prose side, the atmosphere is peerless. Few games manage to make an environment feel this hostile yet beautiful at the same time. The combat mechanics are genuinely innovative, forcing you to think in 3 dimensions in a way most action games ignore. Furthermore, the world building is incredibly cohesive. Everything from my design to the crafting components feels like it belongs in this submerged purgatory. However, we have to talk about the cons. The inventory management is arguably the game's biggest hurdle. It uses a grid-based system that feels unnecessarily clunky during high-stress encounters. Additionally, the pressure sickness mechanic, a status effect that blurs your vision if you ascend too quickly, is narratively brilliant, but can be mechanically frustrating when you just want to return to a save point. The difficulty spikes in the third act are also quite steep, potentially alienating players who haven't spent hours meticulously grinding for specific alloy upgrades. In terms of value for money, Sinking Eternity offers a solid 30 to 40 hours of content for a standard retail price. Given the high level of polish and the sheer uniqueness of its setting, it feels like a fair deal. There's a decent amount of replayability too, thanks to branching paths in the sunken city that are inaccessible on a single playthrough without specific high-tier gear. Sinking Eternity is a triumph of atmospheric design. It's perfect for the patient player who wants to lose themselves in a world that feels vast, dangerous, and deeply mysterious. If you hate slow movement or lose your cool with restrictive survival mechanics, this will likely frustrate you. However, for everyone else, this is a hauntingly beautiful journey into the deep. I'm giving Sinking Eternity an 8.2 out of 10. It's a bold, confident title that hits nearly every mark it aims for, held back only by some minor technical friction and a UI that needs a bit more love. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more balanced, no-nonsense reviews. For those who have played it, how did you handle that first encounter with the colossal squid in the silent trench? Let me know in the comments below.